Hello, I'm spending a little time in my native garden this afternoon after seeing clients today, and it's just so lovely out here. It is summer in Chicago and everything's just so lush and green and in bloom. Very pleased to be here, and thank you for stopping by. You know, I got to thinking on my way back home today about the phases that people go through when they transition and transform, I should say, their health. And I see it all the time, and I thought it might not be a bad thing to explain a little bit of these phases that we go through while we change our health and transform our health, so that maybe you can find where you are in the process and see what the next step is for you. I've noticed that there's 4 phases that people go through, and many of them never make it to the 4th phase. So I hope you will. And I hope that you will consider, you know, that if you're falling off or discouraged or confused, that's all very, very normal when making changes in our health. So the first phase, which really isn't much of a phase, but it's just unknowing. It's just going ahead and living our lives like we did in our 20s and our 30s, and eating our favorite foods and our comfort foods and our lifestyle, which changes from you know, being a teenager to being a young adult to being a working person that doesn't have enough time to prepare food or take care of ourselves sometimes. And also just the changes in our society, the changes in our foods, how things begin to change a little bit. So we're really unaware of these changes, and why wouldn't we? We don't think about this all day long or ever, but the subtle changes that are happening society-wise, socially, family-wise, personally, all sometimes bring us to a point where, wow, what happened? I don't feel as good. I don't have the energy I had. I've put on 5, 10, 20 pounds. Things just aren't quite the same. And, you know, physically, they aren't quite the same. So that's really the first phase, which, you know, people begin to wonder, you know, is there anything that I can do about this? Or where do I even start? And then that brings us to the second phase, which is awareness. We become aware. We become aware that we need to do something. We're not sure what that something is, but we become aware. Maybe we go to the doctor, we get lab reports that aren't looking so good, and they're saying you're borderline this or that, or I won't even mention the chronic illnesses. But our awareness is raised, and that is one thing that I try to do. I try to raise awareness as part of my mission, and then to inspire change. So the awareness becomes, you know, we can come to us just with our own physical being. It can come to us through the news, through the conflicting information about what to eat, what not to eat, changes in our diet today, changes in our environment, the pollution. We become so aware that it can become overwhelming. And so we have this awareness, but we're not sure really what to do with it. And so the next thing is that the people, and myself and others as well, become inspired. Like, I want to do something. I'm not going to be like this. I want more energy. I want to take this weight off. I don't want to be on this medication. I need to take a vacation. I need to do something. But this awareness continues to grow. And with the awareness sometimes can come even more confusion. So when we're aware and we're bombarded with information, it's hard to know what to do next. So we're thinking, though, we're searching, we have this awareness, we're reading, we're listening to things on TV, talking to other people, listening to their stories. And this is when I just love when I have a new client that has been inspired and is now aware and looking for solutions. And I try to make that very simple. I've done it in my course, La Dolce Vita, How to Live the Sweet Life and not make yourself crazy over it, and to adapt the lifestyle changes. I won't go into all of them on this video. I don't want it to get too long, but the very last phase, and like I said, many times people never make it to the last phase, but phase 4 is really implementing what's right for you. continuing to learn, and then changing your lifestyle or modifying it. Not changing it dramatically overnight, but modifying little things. Deciding to take a walk after dinner, deciding to maybe ride a bike, deciding not to eat the junk food. Maybe just get rid of one or two things that we all know are bad for us, and just to start that way and to implement these small changes that become very big after a while. We can learn from the wisdom of the ancients that have lived to be over 100 without chronic illnesses. We can learn from the best of science, and we can see what's best for us, because everyone has their own path and their own journey. And that's what La Dolce Vita is all about. So I hope you can maybe find yourself in one of these phases and know where you want to go in the next phase. And I wish you every success. Thank you for stopping by and for subscribing. And if you are a new subscriber, I thank you for that. If you're not a subscriber, please do so I can continue to send you messages from my garden and other places. Thank you.